Hey guys, the finals just fully released on the night of the Game Show Awards. I've been craving this game since the end of the beta, so I was pretty hyped to hear the game finally released. With the lack of first-person shooters on the market, I think most people felt the need for this game to come out as soon as possible. If you're like me and love the thrill of new competitive games, you're probably going to grind this game non-stop. Today, let's focus on why you should give this game a shot, what the meta is, and why I think this game could be the next biggest thing going into 2024. The Finals is very unique. Not only is it a fast-paced first-person shooter, but its focus is on the fact you're a virtual contestant on a game show competing for fame, money, and opportunity. The game is designed in a very arcadey setting and style, with vibrant bright colors. But here's the most interesting part of the game. It's that everything can be destroyed. And I mean everything. From windowscapes to entire buildings, you can watch them shatter and fall to the ground. This can cause chaotic teamfights and shot clock endings, dictating whether a team wins or loses in the final moments of a match. The developers Embark Studios has said the finals was inspired by the Hunger Games, Gladiator, and other arena-style competitions. But before stepping into the arena, you can customize your character or contestant. And like any new game of our time, these customizations align with the typical styles, skins, emotes, and poses. Even though it's fairly limited, we know that free-to-play games make their money cosmetically, and it's likely that they'll come out with more content in the near future. With the release of the game, they've already introduced a new Season 1 Battle Pass, where you can get some of these limited skins and outfits by purchasing their in-game currency. There are currently 4 maps in the game that all take place in real-life locations: Las Vegas, Monaco, Seoul, and Skyway Stadium. Each map has a dynamic time of day and weather conditions like fog and rain, which are randomized each time you load into the game. Each map can fit different playstyles, from horizontal close quarters like Monaco or a vertical multi-layer map like Seoul. I find the new map Las Vegas really displays the glitz and glam that is expected of Vegas and fits the theme of a game show that the finals is trying to exhibit. Before we get into the 3 available character builds and what the meta could be, I'd like to also quickly go over the current game modes offered. The finals might look like a battle royale, but it is not. You can respawn whether or not your teammate revives you by waiting for a countdown timer that prompts you to enter a coin once the timer is gone. You have a limited amount of respawns in both standard quick play matches and tournament matches, having 2 per person. But tournament settings allow for an extra coin each time your team qualifies for the next round. Your body turns into a form of a trophy, which a teammate can pick up and move to a position for a safer revival. I encourage you prioritize reviving teammates when possible to allow for an easier retake or clutch. The finals game modes try to satisfy an itch for the likes of competitive and non-competitive players, with a variety of different experiences. There are 3 game modes in the finals at the time of recording: Tournament, Quick Cash, and Banquet. I combine the tournament modes together because the only difference between the 2 is a rank system. One is for the sweats and silver surfers like myself, and the other is to maintain a good time or even a good warm-up before the rank ladder. Both consist of 4 teams of 3, and each squad fighting to find cash boxes and deposit all the funds to advance round by round to eventually close out a win. Quick Cash removes one of the 4 squads, leaving 3 teams ready to brawl out. Players respawn and extract faster, and this game mode only allows for 1 available vault for transport. This is like the unranked tournament mode, but more laid back. Banquet reintroduces 4 teams, where players fight amongst themselves to collect as many coins as possible within a time limit. You win if your team reaches the maximum amount of coins, or if the time limit has ended and you're in the lead with the most coins. If I were to speculate, Embark Studios likely have plans for more game modes or limited time events in future updates. Let's talk about characters, builds, and what the meta could be. There are 3 different classes or builds available in the finals. Before entering the arena, you can choose whichever build you think you might enjoy, and edit their loadouts and other customizations. These builds are based around 3 different body builds: light, medium, and heavy, each having different running speeds, HP levels, and select access to items, weapons, and signature abilities. The light body type is your typical DPS build, specializing in close quarter combat, speed, and stealth. The class has the fastest movement speed but the lowest amount of HP, otherwise known as the glass cannon of the team. While the light build is the only class to have access to a sniper or a submachine gun, the current meta build uses the V9S pistol, but I've seen the LH1 marksman rifle being implemented into the meta as well. For specialization, you're going to want to use either grappling hook or evasive dash, whichever you think will match your gameplay style. And lastly, for gadgets, you can choose between the vanishing bomb, glitch grenade, or the breaching charge. The medium body type is your semi-typical healer build, focusing on providing support through healing and deployable turrets to defend areas. This class has the most balanced movement speed, and a total of 250 HP, 100 more than the light. The current meta weapon is the FCAR. Even though it only has 20 bullets, it still beats out the AKM in consistent accuracy and reload speed. In a game like the finals, a few seconds can dictate a gunfight. For specialization, you want to be running the healing beam, but if you really want to, you can run the Guardian turret. And lastly, for the rest of your loadout, you want to run gas mine, jump pad, and defibrillator. Gas mines are really good if you place them around the cash out, adding that extra safety net for your team. This is a really supportive build, so having a jump pad and defibrillator are good to help your team move around and stay alive longer. The heavy body type, my personal favorite, in a clear tank build, focuses on defense and demolition. It has the highest HP pool sitting at 325, but the slowest movement speed of the classes. Personally, I think this build has a lot of situational weapons, but the current meta weapon is the Lewis gun. For specialization, I think to go with either the charge and slam or the mesh shield. With the lack of a secondary weapon amongst builds, I think the RPG-7 is a must-have in your loadout, creating the ability to finish a kill in crucial moments. The heavy build has a lot of expression. You can either focus on destroying buildings or creating space for the team. Strategies and team compositions will probably start to flesh out for the meta in the next few months, when the community has put more hours into the game. But right now, I would speculate that you run either one of each build on the team, or two mediums and a heavy. The idea is that one medium and heavy should try to stick together, while the third player, whether it be light or medium, roam in a nearby area to cause pressure and distraction from the enemy teams. Uptime is key, so having a medium nearby to focus on healing and support can maximize your team's success. This isn't like Call of Duty, where you can potentially carry the entire team by yourself. A lot of teamwork and communication will likely be needed if you want to rank up and win more games. The finals is a very fun new game to play, and a lot of players from different games are giving it a try. Even the Apex community is really enjoying it. But what's in store for the future? And how is this game going to last into 2024? Well, the developers from Embark said they couldn't provide a detailed roadmap because their priority is making sure the game runs great, fair, and well balanced. With the game being a live service model, things can change quickly, allowing the devs to pay close attention to players' feedback and settle into a rhythm that works for everyone. For this game to be successful, or to stay afloat, two things need to happen. One, players need to play the game, and a good amount of them. And two, players need to like the game enough to spend money, because it's a free-to-play business model. I truly believe that Embark can do their best to keep the community happy. Why do I think that? Well, if you don't know, the devs actually play this game, which is always a positive. Another reason is that it is not an indie game, but not a full-fledged AAA game either. Embark Studios operate under Nexion, the Japanese publisher known for creating MapleStory. Even though the dev team is smaller and likely also has a smaller budget, having that flexibility to do what is necessary could lead this game to success long term. Eventually, it could become a staple amongst games like Rainbow Six Siege. The game has legs, content, and if everything runs smoothly, it has a genuine chance to be a really good game long term. We are in the early stages, where 6 months from now, the game could totally be different. Maybe it could even be esports ready at that time. It would be really cool to see team skins in-game, considering the cosmetics in the game have their own unique style. The tournament mode shows off what the finals build-up could be like in an esports setting. I could only imagine what intense chaotic endings could be like during a professional tournament. If the community gives good general feedback, and the devs are really passionate about taking the game to the next level, there shouldn't be a doubt that it could happen. I definitely think, if you haven't already, to give the finals a shot and try it. The solo experience may be a little tough at first, and maybe that's something Embark can tackle and release other game modes. But as a team-based game, grab some friends and make it fun. The game has a lot of untapped expression, and this arena shooter is meant to be crazy and unpredictable. Before I sign off, I'd like to showcase some of the opinions and gameplays of streamers and content creators playing the game. With increasing popularity, I hope the game sticks, and that new talent rise up along with it.
This game is going to pop off, or is it just big for a second since it just launched? I mean, I think it's big because it just launched, but I think the game's fun. I think the game wouldn't be this big if it wasn't fun. People weren't enjoying it. I think you should just play the game if you have fun, man.
Does Shroud, does Shroud play ranked? The only reason I'm playing this game is because I watched Shroud play it, and I was like, oh shit, this shit actually looks really good. Because I had seen it before, but I was like, you know, game's probably ass, who cares? And then I was watching, I was like, oh wait a second, this actually looks pretty sick. And yeah.
Even though it might not dominate, it's not going to take over and kick these guys out, it can live up there in the same category. I feel that this game has a place.
The finals brings a refreshing new look to the first-person shooter market. We covered what the game is all about, how the meta is developing, and what the future holds. Games like this really rely on early development to flush out all the bugs and kinks in the gameplay. If Embark Studios can manage to do a great job of balancing the release of updates, feedback, and content, that in turn should be a recipe for success. Going into 2024, I think the finals can really make an exciting impact on the shooter space. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the game, and if you think the game has legs to stand long term. If this video does well, I can definitely continue to make more content around the finals, including guides on builds and other aspects of the game. Who knows how long this hype will last, so go ahead and enjoy it. Until next time guys, peace.